Game na to.
Good day everyone, especially to our panel members. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. And today we will present our internship report, which highlights the knowledge and experience that we gained throughout the entire internship program. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, our presentation entitled An Internship Report on the Culture of Millfish, Channels at GNM Aquatic Resource Corporation in Santo Tomas, La Union, and San Fabian, Pangasinan. My name is Elias Tiganon Jr. and I'm here with my co-presenter, John Patrick Emrose. So, before I start, our internship was conducted from June 2 to July 14, 2025 with a total of 240 hours completed. And for the background of the internship, as we can see, shown in the picture, the facility includes a warehouse where feeds are stored, an office building used for meetings and the dock where the boats used for daily travel to the Cayes are parked. These facilities are located on the area of the Palawan. So here is the base map. When we arrived at the area, there are a total of 50 cages, wherein 45 of them were active and 5 were still vacant. So for the organizational structure, of course, every area has their own management. For the San Fabian area, has its own operating management. The managing partner is, of course, Mr. Frankie Hilario, while the area manager is Sir Rodel, together with the project manager, Sir Stanley, and they also have two supervisors, Sir Lau and Sir Arnel, along with the two technicians, Sir Jemboy and Artniel. The technicians were also responsible for guiding the interns. So next is the species inclusion, of course, the billfish or the Charos. So billfish is characterized by its fusiform silver body form, caudal fin, and terminal toothless mouth. And as we all know, billfish is rich in protein. And let's go for the billfish production in the Philippines. So let me give you a brief recap. So national billfish production from January to March 2025 reached around 92,000 metric tons. With the major producing regions includes region 1, 3, 6, 9, and 11. And the Philippines requires approximately 2.5 billion fry annually supplied through 1.4 billion imports and 1.1 billion from local countries. So let's go for the highlight, which is the activities undertaken. So first is the seeding preparation. So seeding is the stocking of fingerlings from hatcheries onto the cages. So before the actual seeding process, several preparations are conducted, such as quantification and evaluation of the fingerlings. This includes checking if the fingerlings meet the acceptable size requirement of 3 to 4 inches and determining whether they are healthy enough for stocking. And once the technicians confirm that the fingerlings are healthy and good of quality, the actual seeding has been scheduled. So next, shown here is the seeding by trap, one of the two methods. And the fingerlings, the first picture is then transporting the bags of fingerlings into the trap compartment. Then next is monitoring the dissolved oxygen and temperature of the boat. Then after that is monitoring the dissolved oxygen and temperature of the trap compartment. This process is called the acclimatization. So next is after the acclimatization, which is around 45 minutes, the fingerlings were then transferred again hand to hand into the boat, and then after loading, the boat will travel around 30 to 50 minutes, and then upon arrival, the fingerlings were then collected using a seine net and then manually transferred into the cages. So the next method is the seeding by boat. So first, of course, collection of the fingerlings, then loading the bags of fingerlings into this small boat, and then after that, this small boat will travel upon to the larger boat. And then upon arrival, the fingerlings were then loaded into the larger boat, and then the boat will then again travel upon into the cages. And then after that, the stocking of fingerlings will then and then recounting. So after conditioning, recounting is performed using 2 cages, one containing the fingerlings and another empty cage for transport. Then the fingerlings are safe and counted manually using bowl, every 20 fingerlings counted is called in a traditional term called a palio. And then while 5 palios equals to 1 5 or 100 fingerlings. Then a designated person records each 5 until all fingerlings are counted and transferred back to the original cage.
Now let's proceed to the feeding management of JNF aquatic resource. Feeding management is essential to milkfish cage farming because it directly affects the fish growth, and proper feeding provides a efficient nutrient for efficient growth and improves feed conversion and reduces production costs by minimizing waste that can pollute the water. So after seeding, 80,000 pieces of fingerlings were stuck in one cage. The amount of feeds to be given to every cage is determined by using the formula of biomass multiplied by the feeding rate. And according to the JNF feeding management protocol, the average body weight of the fish is according to the JNF feeding management protocol, the amount of feeds is determined by the average body weight of the fish as seen in this table. So for the 10 to 15 grams, the type of feed is the SPB1, which is the fry mash, and the feeding rate is 6%. For the 15 to 50 grams of fish, the type of feed is SPB2, which is the booster 2, and the feeding rate is 5%. For the 51 to 100 grams of fish, the type of feed is the SPB3 or the booster 3, and the feeding rate is 4%. For the 100 to 200 grams of fish, type of feed is BF3, which is the pre-starter, and the feeding rate is also 4%. For the size of 200 to 350 grammers, the type of feed is the BF4, which is the starter feed, and the feeding rate is 2.5 to 3%. And for the 350 grams to 500 grams of fish, the type of feed is the BF5, which is the grower feeds, and the feeding rate is 2.5%. And from 600 grams until harvest, the type of feeds is the BF6, which is the finisher feeds, and the feeding rate is 2.5%. Now, procedure on the feeding management of the JNF aquatic resource. First, the feeding starts by distribution of the feeds to every cage using the boat, and after unloading the feeds, the caretaker of the cage should collect and count the mortality and arrange the feeding card before the feeding. And when feeding, the caretaker should broadcast the feed where the wind direction goes, especially when feeding fry mash to avoid wastage. And the fish should consume the feeds before every broadcast for 30 minutes with an interval of 1 hour. And for their feeding techniques, for the fry mash to SPB3, they feed the fish 6 to 7 times a day and with 1 hour interval. And for the BF3 to BF6, they feed the fish for 3 to 4 times a day with 2 hour interval. And this is the type of feeds that used by the JNF, which is the fry mash, the SPB1 floater feed, the BF4 floater feed, and the BF5 floater feed. These letters from the SPB1 to BF6 denotes the parent size defined by the manufacturer, which is the Southeast Feed Specialist Corporation. The interns were able to experience the feeding with fry mash and SPB1 floater. Now for the water quality monitoring. Water quality is important in milk cage because it directly affects the growth, health, survival, and overall productivity of the milk fish. Monitoring water parameters such as DO, dissolved oxygen, or temperature, salinity, and pH can help farmers maintain safe and sustainable environment for the fish. Water quality also supports efficient feeding and metabolism, allowing milk fish to grow faster and reach market size more effectively. This table shows the record of DO and temperature on June 24 at San Fabian. So, the ISD DO recorded is on the 4 p.m. time with the mean of 7.4 milligrams per liter, and the highest temperature recorded is on the 12 p.m. with a mean of 30.7 degrees Celsius. The records indicate that the DON temperature is at optimal level, which is good for the growth of the milkfish. For the other activities undertaken, we have the changing of nets. For milkfish cage farming, regular net maintenance is essential for fish health and productivity. Biofouling from algae, barnacles, and mussels reduce water exchange, lower dissolved oxygen, and increase waste, stress, and disease risk. GNF Aquatic Resource has a designated maintenance personnel responsible for monitoring and replacing the nets when necessary. For removing the dirty nets, first is to remove the dirty net and remove the stone sinker first and prepare the clean nets. Removing stone sinker first ensure that safe and systematic net replacement. Next is for the preparing the clean net beforehand, minimize stress to the fish by reducing the time they are disturbed during the net changing process. And next is the wrap the clean net into the cage and pull out the dirty net into the floating platform. And the size of the nets depends on the weight of the fish. According to the JNF, for 10 to 20 grams of the fish, the net size is size 22, which is 1 centimeter mesh size. For the 21 to 50 grams of the fish, the net size is size 17, which is 1.5 centimeter mesh size. And the 51 to 100 grams of fish, the net size is 14, which is 3 centimeter mesh size. And for 150 to 300 grams of the fish, the net size is 12, which is 5 centimeter mesh size. And for the 300 grams until harvest, the net size is 10, which is 6 centimeter mesh size. For the strength of the area, we have the intern observed that the interns observe a several notable strengths in the facility operation that contributes to its overall efficiency and effectiveness. First is the proper mortality disposal, where dead fish is buried on uninhabited islands, which prevents contamination. Next is strong teamwork and discipline, coordinate workforce with clear roles and responsibilities. Next is regular equipment maintenance, which is the boats and equipment service regularly for reliability and the effective security measures, which CCTV monitoring and security guards protects facility and the assets. As for the weaknesses on the area, workforce handling multiple roles simultaneously leading to potential inefficiencies, delayed net changing beyond recommended intervals affecting fish health, and reliance on manual labor for floating hot movement between cages, reducing operational speed.